Hello there, Gemini. My name's Frankie, and I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's for September of 2021. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month, and I use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view of the month. Then we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading, hopefully to bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a weird speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. I guess that's going to make all of you Geminis named Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You'll get a more comprehensive view of the month. And I don't think the cards are going to go week by week. I think they're going to kind of blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme for the month. Now, we have really good words here. They're peace, communication, healing, compassion, and synthesis. You're never going to believe this, but we have 4 major arcana out of 5 cards. It's going to be an interesting month, perhaps one that we quite aren't sure whether we want it or not, but I think it'll work out well. I just want to say, maybe we need to be the ones that keep our eyes open this month, make sure we're in a really good attitude for the most part, or of the mind to do the right thing. I don't even know why they're saying that. Stay peaceful, communicative in a loving, kind manner, that type of energy. We got some strong major arcanas here. The Hierophant is our card on the bottom of the deck, which is quite interesting because that means there's a traditional factor in our life, whether it's some kind of a philosophy, it could be a social organization, any type of like authoritarian group, maybe the corporation where we work, things along those lines, but we'd feel a great deal of loyalty to this tradition, so we would want to live our lives basically in accordance with the beliefs that we would have in common with this group or this organization. Maybe we could aspire, some of us, to become a leader in the organization, or we may be involved with someone else who has that type of aspiration. Maybe they particularly want to become a leader, but with the Hierophant card, there's this like edge where there is a judgmental quality about it, where if I broke a rule or a tradition or something like that, I'm going to get, all I can think of is that word shunned, you're in trouble, Gemini, and we'd be the first ones to break the rule, so along that energy. So I might want to say there's some of us, that don't want to be called into account, and we're going to knock a little Hierophant on his little head there because we're not going to follow, all the time the same exact way. Actually, we'd probably get bored to death with that kind of energy because we're too creative to be stuck in things forever and ever. So it's an interesting thing to me that would come in a Gemini reading. We're pretty basically down to earth, but our minds never stop. And I think if someone's trying to pigeonhole us or put us in the box that they made for us, it really is not going to work real well, or to not work to their benefit. I wouldn't say ours. I would say it won't work to their benefit. Anyhow, our next card here is a Judgment card, and I really actually love this. I look at the Roman numerals up there, and it's 2 10s. It's like, oh, good, I'm getting 2 new starts. This is when we get a wake-up call from the universe, where there's a new phase in our life coming into being. Our life is kind of settled, and we're letting things grow and develop and mature, and in there, not trying to hurry things up. We're not rushing through it like we would normally be doing. We aren't trying to hurry anything. We're being guided by our higher power, by spirit, and we're letting things come into maturity on their own, like a tree. It grows and then it gets its blossoms and flowers and maybe leaves and, or even a harvest of vegetables or fruits. When they're ready, we tended them and worked with them, and when they're ready, we go out there and we pick them. So with this, this process of being capable, basically, of a new phase in our life coming into being is because of this maturity process that we're going through. Actually, we'll get important news with this card. It could prove very beneficial to us, very extremely helpful. We could acquire new knowledge that would bring joy to us, and a sense of fulfillment always comes with this Judgment card. And it's a time or a phase in a phase in our life where problems are easily solved, not hard, like with a struggle and everything like that, but more with a ease, more with a flow type energy. But I do know something's going to heal, something's going to change, and we're going to make some probably clear-cut decisions and backup plans that maybe the energy, because of the energy of this next card and the one that I'm seeing after that. Well, actually, the two I'm seeing after that, because now we have the Death card, and that does not mean we're dying, period. It's not that at all. It's an indication of total transformation in our life, but it's transformation that comes for the absolute better. So it's not a bad transition. It's this happens usually when we're experiencing that kind of stuck in the mud energy, and it pushes or forces some type of a metamorphosis in our life, that a change, that because with this Death card, usually we're holding back any kind of new development, and this pushes it. Something we have to do or alter or change. Maybe the Hierophant will be the one that is doing that to us. So it's a time in our life for total change, and there's no doubt about it. It's just the way it works with this Death card, where we kind of, things that were workable for us before, they just don't work anymore, or ways of, maybe the Hierophant is going to trigger all of this energy for us. So whatever is in our way, we'd have to destroy in order to make room for the things that are coming into our life, or the new phase in our life, new phase of being. So it's energy like that, which is transformative, very good for us when we think about it, very good for us. And it's going to bring a change or alteration in our life. But it's an alteration we want to be prepared for. So we're going to have to keep our eyes open this month and have the backup plans, see the situations as kindly as we can, with compassion, or people in our life, whatever it is that's going on. But I want to have I'm saying that because of this next card. I want to have a backup plan with this, because this is a very strange card, this Two of Rods energy. It's odd in the manner of there's some kind of unexpected development that enters into the situation, something for which our plans in our life, we hadn't actually counted on this part of it coming in. So there's an element of surprise with the Two of Rods. It's like we're saying yes to something, some kind of new enterprise, with the expectation we are going to achieve exactly what we want. Rod's energy is usually business finance. We want ownership. We want good fortune to come out of this. It's like when you're waiting for your ship to come in from an energetics that you started something and you're awaiting the results. You know, I've got the ball rolling here. Now what's going to happen? You know, but we have that judgment card. They're tempering it. So we might have to deal with some type of unforeseen problems with the Two of Rods. Twos are always about choices. This particular two tells me have a backup plan, because we could get maybe unexpected obstacles. We could have some opposition to our plan, or maybe like a bank loan that we were counting on didn't come through for us, or a partner defecting, or or failing to support something, and it's someone we were counting on, but still, we're still going to do it. We're definitely decided to pursue a new course of action as a means to kind of validate our own selves, like our importance to ourself. It's some kind of healing thing. The examples that just flash in my mind always when I see this card is, let's say I go to my bank and they say, for a car loan. This is just an example. And they say, oh, sure, Gemini, you're fine. You've been banking with us for 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it'll go through easy. The last minute, I go for the loan and they turn me down. Oh, money's tight now, and we're not giving loans as freely as what we did before. And now here I am with no backup plan. So I would have made sure I went to a couple other banks and got a pre-approval ahead of time. Or maybe I'm going to go into business with a new partner, that kind of energy. And 3 people really want, half and half the money with me. They really want to be involved in the in this opportunity. And I like Sally the very best. So I pick Sally. She has the cash to front it and da-da-da. Last minute, Sally said, oh, I changed my mind about doing that. See, I'm going to do it anyhow, but I've got to have the partner. So George and Jane applied for, talked to me about it too, and they both had the cash to go in with me, basically, and they were both good people too. I just happened to pick Sally. So I'd have a backup. I'd have George and Jane as a backup if Sally backed out. It tells me not to get angry, to see everything clearly, honestly, lovingly, be kind, be compassionate, but to have the backup plan, because I'm going to have to make the choice. And because of this next card, there may be things that I really don't know yet. If that's why that judgment card's in here. I think to temper this, there might be obstacles, things that I'm just really don't know real clearly yet that I'm not seeing. And I might need that fact just to have, to know the whole of the situation, because we have the Moon card now, which is a most interesting card if you think about it, because people can find this to be negative in some way, but I don't think it's really a negative thing. The moon lights the spiritual side of life. The sun would be lighting the material plane if we think about it. It brings things to light, perhaps, the spiritual world, to illuminate things that we aren't maybe seeing, we aren't considering yet at this time. So we're becoming more aware of our intuitive abilities with this, and the moon shines the light on these intuitive abilities. So I think this is going to come into play in our lives with all of these situations, because the moon lights my spirit, the internal mechanisms of everything. It can indicate that we have starting to have a very high psychic development this month, knowing a lot of things in advance. The moon can show secrets, right? Things, facts that were hidden from view. So it tells me there's something with that Two of Rods and that moon card together that are showing me I'm going to have to use my intuition this month to kind of weigh things, and maybe I'm going to be flying by the seat of my pants because things may be changing and changing frequently. So I'm going to need those backup plans so what I'm planning does not fall through, really. So they're saying don't be, basically, we're not to be angry, we're to be loving, kind, compassionate, if these situations arise, not to get real fearful and afraid to move forward. We're just going to have an alternative direction to do the things that we want, because I don't think we're going to have all the facts that we need to make the wisest decision and choice that we would normally make, if that makes sense. I don't know what's going on. We're all individual Geminis, but once we have those facts in place, that's when we're going to be able to make the choices. What is our angel card? See only love. I'm telling you, we're going to deal with some kind of thing that's going to trigger something. It says, look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings and see only love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon love, Spirit was calling it compassion, like our word down here. Your resolute focus upon love that underlies every situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. So we may not know right this second, but it's going to all be revealed, and we can't make wise choices or decisions if we are not seeing all there is to see of the facts and still being able to use and still using our intuition around situations and people. It says the angels gave you this card as a reminder to see yourself, others, and every situation through their eyes. When you focus on love, anything that's unloving will fall away. It's like turning on a light to diminish the previous darkness. Call upon the angels whenever you need to help elevate your vision to a more loving vantage point. Look past the personality and the ego of the others and see the angel within them. The angels can help you with this if it seems difficult. Forgive, release anger, hurt, or judgment to the angels. Affirm what you desire instead of what you fear. And have a backup plan, Gemini. Well, Gemini, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or just go neb about me, or if you need an appointment, all the information's down below the screen in the About section over at the website. Over at the website, there's 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class that I put out there for you guys. The other, the sutras. The prayer class tells you how you format prayers, why you do them the way you do. And the sutras are simple thought forms. You put them in a meditation. Takes 5 minutes a day, and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. But videos that explain them are over at the website. So to everybody I've met through 5 whole years now of YouTubes, all of you I've met through 33 years of this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully, I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye.